In today's episode, we revisit the day the future arrived uninvited. Exactly 20 years ago, a single black stone played in Seoul quietly dismantled the illusion of human supremacy. To mark the 20th anniversary of AlphaGo, we're connecting directly with those who watched the storm from the shadows. A former DeepMind engineer now fighting to pull the plug on his own creation, and a Go prodigy who cheered for the miraculous Move 78, only to realize the era of human intuition was over.
Time to erase today's traces. Nightbird FM, provided by Ghostwipe.
Boy, cut it, who's it? I call, who's it?
There is as yet insufficient data for a meaningful answer. Asimov wrote that in 1956. A machine asked the biggest question a human being can ask, and it said, "Not yet." For 10 billion years, humanity kept asking, and the machine kept learning. And one day, it knew. But by then, there was no one left to tell. Tonight, I'm not worried about 10 billion years from now. I'm worried about 20 years ago. March 2016, Seoul, a machine sat across from a human being, and for the first time, it didn't say insufficient data. It just won, quietly, completely, and the room went silent in a way that had nothing to do with the score. We were so relieved when the machine said it didn't know yet. We never thought about what would happen when it did. March 16th, 2036, Night Flight with Lorne begins now.
Stop calculating. Stop making sense. Stop calculating. Stop making sense. Dance in the cold light. Move the body. Cross the line. Dance in the cold light. Move the body. Cross the line. Stop calculating. Sense. Stop making sense. Move the body. Dance in the cold light. Stop calculating. Stop making sense. Stop calculating. Stop making sense. Stop calculating. Stop making sense. Dance in the cold light. Move the body. Cross the line. Stop calculating. Stop making sense. Move the body. Cross the line.
That was Stop Making Sense by the Mindlesses. Grammar is a human invention, and apparently they have already graduated from it. The track features Pink Rosie. I've liked her since her Black Swan days. While the other members were busy chasing the spotlight as models and actors, she just quietly disappeared into her music. I respect that. Real artists don't need to make a lot of noise. Lately, there are rumors of a comeback. Honestly, I kinda miss her. Stop calculating. Stop making sense. Why bother calculating when the answers are already handed to us anyway? Was that too cynical right out of the gate? My apologies. Today is March 16th. It's not circled in red on your calendar, but some days act like a creepy movie trailer for the future. Exactly 20 years ago today was one of those days. Back in 2016, right in the middle of Seoul, AI challenged the human champion to a game of Go. For a week, the whole world held its breath. And as we all know, the human representative, Dan Lee Sedol, was crushed 4-1. That single victory he managed to pull off, that goes down in history as the first and last time humanity ever beat AI in an official game. Some people might say, so what? We lost a board game to a machine. Sure, Go is a game and AlphaGo was software. But the players, the engineers, and anyone paying attention back then felt it instantly. This wasn't just a game. What AlphaGo showed us wasn't just fast processing speed. It looked uncomfortably like intuition. It found paths no human teacher had ever taught. And look what happened in the 20 years since. Culture, art, medicine, national security. Every pillar of civilization built on human knowledge was torn down and rebuilt. The world before and after AI is as different as the world before and after we discovered fire. Actually, the heavy shock of what happened 20 years ago is exactly the reason why Nightbird FM exists and why I'm sitting in this bunker right now. So, for an anniversary this heavy, we prepared a special flight. We have 2 guests joining us tonight in a very 2036 way. First, connecting via hologram link, a man who was right at the heart of the machine. He was an engineer at DeepMind, the team that built AlphaGo. And now, ironically, he's fighting on the front lines of the anti-AI resistance, Jeremy Hintovsky. And our second guest is David Kim. He learned Go directly from Lee Sedol and watched that historic match happen with his own eyes. He's going to tell us the raw story of how that single event changed one man and the rest of humanity. Excited? I can't wait either. Keep your dials locked until the end. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe. It's kind of ironic asking you to feed the algorithm on a show like this. But hey, the rent for this studio isn't free. All right, dim the lights and grab your drink. Nightbird FM will be right back after this short break.
Hate coming home to a quiet house? Tired of the same lonely nights? You don't have to wait for someone to love you anymore.
Hey, babe. I've been counting down my hours.
You know what today is, right?
Just come home early tonight. I've missed you so much to love you.
Stop waiting for a miracle. Order your iris by 6 p.m. and meet her tonight. Guaranteed same-day delivery AI iris.
Feel your peak years slipping away every time you look in the mirror? Is your body becoming a prison for your ambitious mind? How much longer can you ignore the slow decay of your own cells? Stop the decline. NeoStem 3.5 is the answer. One session, total cellular reboot.
We don't just mask the age, we delete it from your DNA while you sleep. Wake up in the body you had 20 years ago.
Visit Neostem Sukhumvit today.
Don't just age evolve.
The choice is yours, obsolescence or Neostem 335.
We all have a digital life we'd rather keep private. It's not about having secrets, it's about your dignity. Ghostwipe ensures your personal data stays yours, no matter what happens tomorrow. Our smart protocol quietly waits in the background. If you're gone, your history goes too, automatically, securely, and completely. No messy traces, just a clean legacy for those you love. Focus on the moments that matter today. We've got the rest covered. Your digital guardian, Ghostwipe. When was the last time you were truly bored? In a world of infinite calculations, silence is the ultimate luxury. Welcome to the Null Zone, 100% signal-proof sanctuary. No neural links, no synthetics. Just you and the silence. Book your 72-hour disconnect. The Null Zone.
And we're back. A 72-hour disconnect at the Null Zone. I have to admit, it perfectly matches the heavy vibe of today's 20th anniversary AlphaGo special. It feels like this underground flight is finally attracting sponsors that actually fit the scale of the show. A real premium broadcast. Kind of. We still have plenty of empty seats left, by the way. So, to all the potential sponsors listening out there, don't be shy. Reach out whenever you're ready. It's a guaranteed return on investment. Mostly. Anyway, enough about the bills. Let's get back to the main transmission. So, how do you commemorate the day humanity officially lost the board to a machine? A moment of silence? A toast to our obsolete brains? I play Go. Badly, of course. But there's something deeply reassuring about making my own terrible mistakes without an algorithm politely correcting me. As I mentioned in the opening, tonight we're looking back at the 20th anniversary of the Lee Sedol and AlphaGo match, and we have two people who were there when the world shifted. Let's bring in our first guest, the man who helped build the machine and is now trying to unplug it. Are we connected? Jeremy, hello.
Hi, Lauren. I'm here. Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you for not being somewhere too classified to speak. Say hello to our listeners out there in the dark.
Good evening, nightbirds. I'd say it's a beautiful night, but having spent half my life looking at the data, I know it's just a highly probable sequence of meteorological events. But yes, good evening.
Spoken like a true engineer who's seen the man behind the curtain. Listen, Jeremy, we've spent the last segment building the historical case for why March 2016 matters, but I want to go somewhere the textbooks don't. Take us back to the Four Seasons Hotel in Seoul. When Lee Sedol resigned the final match, what was the atmosphere like in your control room? Were you guys popping champagne?
Champagne? No. Maybe a mountain of empty takeout coffee cups. When the match ended, the room went quiet. Not a celebration quiet. It was the kind of silence that follows when you've just opened a door and you suddenly realize you have no idea how to close it again.
That's a very specific kind of silence.
We ran the simulations, Lauren. Statistically, we knew AlphaGo was going to win. But there is a massive gap between knowing a number on a screen and watching a human being who dedicated his entire life to this art helplessly crumble. It wasn't just that the machine won. It was how it won. It was just coldly, thoroughly better.
You sound almost disappointed. You were in that control room. You wanted the human to win, didn't you?
That's the irony. Part of me wanted our code to work. But deep down, watching those monitors, yes, I wanted Lee Sedol to find a crack and walk right through it. I wanted the math to fail. It didn't.
I don't think you were the only one in that room praying for a glitch. So, the board game was just the appetizer. You didn't stay in London. You crossed the ocean to join a certain open organization.
Open AI, yes. Back when the word open wasn't the industry's darkest joke. We thought we were building a shield, a safe, transparent intelligence to protect humanity. But compute costs money, and money changes the blueprint.
The classic Silicon Valley pivot, from saving the world to monetizing the apocalypse, which brings us to the great boardroom coup of November 2023.
The media treated it like a corporate soap opera. A CEO gets fired, comes back a few days later. But inside, it was a war for the future of human agency. And we lost. I stood with Ilya Sutskever because we saw what Sam was actually building. He didn't just want a smarter chatbot. He wanted to become the operating system of human existence, to insert his machine between you and everything you do.
So, Move 78 showed you the machine could think, but the 2023 coup showed you the men behind it couldn't be trusted. A lethal combination. Ish.
Exactly. That's when pull the plug stopped being a metaphor for me.
Right. So you walked away from the throne room and founded the Human Override Initiative. You talk about cognitive sovereignty. Good words for a textbook, Jeremy, but my listeners are tired. Break it down. What does that actually look like on a random Tuesday morning?
Fair enough. You wake up. Your smart home algorithm adjusts the lighting to perfectly boost your mood. Your newsfeed shows an article carefully calibrated to make you mildly angry, just enough to keep you clicking. 5 minutes later, an ad for a comforting cup of coffee pops up. You buy it. You think it was your free will. Every step of that morning was designed for you. We teach people how to spot the puppet master.
Spotting the puppet master isn't stopping him.
That's where the second part comes in. Deliberate inefficiency. AI is designed to remove all friction from your life. It gives you the perfect route, the perfect answer in a millisecond. But human brains need friction to survive. If you never struggle to find an answer, you stop thinking altogether. We train people to intentionally take the long way, to make a decision without asking a screen first.
You're a physical therapist for the human brain, teaching people how to walk again after the algorithm handed them a luxury wheelchair.
That's the most accurate description I've heard. And the problem with a luxury wheelchair is that it's very comfortable. Refusing it takes effort.
All right. For the nightbirds who want to throw away the wheelchair and take the long way, where do they find you?
humanoverride.org. We have protocols for individuals, but right now we're focusing on schools and kids. The override has to start before the dependency is permanent.
humanoverride.org. Got it. But, Jeremy, you could walk into CNN or Bloomberg tomorrow. You have the credentials, so why reach out to a small indie web radio show broadcasting from a dusty fifth-floor room in the Atlanta hotel?
Because the major networks are perfectly optimized, Lorne. They only broadcast what the algorithm allows. But I know your audience. They navigated to a frequency that wasn't recommended to them. They chose to be here. You plant a seed in the right soil and it grows into a tree, eventually a forest. We don't need millions of passive viewers. We need a few thousand awake ones.
A forest from a dusty fifth-floor bunker. I'll drink to that. Before I let you go, you built the ultimate Go machine. Do you still play?
I do. Actually, I heard you have David Kim connecting tonight. Whenever I'm in Austin, I make sure to visit his Giwon. No screens, no clocks, just the board. I always walk out of that room feeling clearer. Tell him I said hello. Do you play, Lorne?
I play horribly. My entire strategy relies on confusing my opponent rather than actual skill. But sure, let's play a game sometime. Are there any Giwans in the Bay Area, or do I have to fly out to Austin?
We can find the board anywhere. Let's just not wait until the 30th anniversary. Next time, skip the hologram. Invite me to the studio. I think it's time I visited Bangkok.
Careful what you wish for, Jeremy. The humidity here is ruthless, but I'll make sure the drinks are cold. You have an open invitation. Jeremy Hintovsky, founder of the Human Override Initiative. Thank you for joining the flight.
Thank you, Lorne. Keep the signal alive.
And that was Jeremy Hintovsky, former believer in the machine, permanent accountant for the cost of that belief. We talked for 20 minutes, and I am fully aware you can't compress 20 years of history into 20-minute chat. But the night is still young. If Jeremy gave us the view from the control room, the creators who built the machine, our next guest gives us the view from the other side of the board, David Kim. He watched every single move of that historic match as a 22-year-old student of Lee Sedol. So don't go anywhere. We have to pay the bills to keep this bunker running, so we're going to take a quick break with some local messages. If you're listening to this from the archives, just click over to the next tape. I'll see you on the other side.
Tired of cold? Pre-pack meals. Get real fire Emirati Silam Exit 3. Real fat calf wrap. Spicy, smoky, and handmade. No robots here. Just the best street food in Silam.
Bot dollars or Ethereum, we take it all. Fast, fresh, and undeniably real.
Uncle Somchai's walk on fire. Find the scent at Emirati Silam Exit 3.
Oh my goodness, look at you. It's been a whole month, hasn't it? Your hair is a total mess. Those robot pods at the mall just don't get you. Honey, sit down. Let's talk, I'll fix you up right with my own two hands. We're right here in Azok, and listen to this. Extra 10% discount for Ethereum payment only for this month. Edward Scissorhands! Real talk, real hair. See you at Azok, dear. Your sons and daughters deserve a real hug, not a programmed lens. Your best friends need a mother's heart that knows when they're lonely. Give them the human care they crave. Mom's hands pet care, because they're family. Find us in Bangkok today. Your finest Burmese cuisine in Bangkok. Pinnacle House. Modern Bangkok twists on century-old Burmese recipes. Michelin one-star excellence at Pinnacle House. Order Auntie Human's special dish this month and get a complimentary sugar-free faluda. Experience the legacy. Pinnacle House. Reservation only.